before we get into putting the form onto a landing page and the DNS and all that stuff, I wanted to show you the difference between forms and surveys. So from the main dashboard, go to Sites, and from there, up at the top, go to Surveys and Builder. And we're just going to create and add a new survey, start from scratch, and it opens up a blank one. Now, we're going to call this one 0.0 Medicaid form, 0.0 Medicaid survey, sorry. And what we're going to do is we're going to add those fields, and we're going to do first name. I almost always do first name, last name, because if you do full name, people are lazy and they only type in their first name. So just do two separate fields, first name, last name. Let's put the first name, then the last name. Then what I do is I add another slide, and we're going to go email and phone. Add another slide. We're going to take this and we're going to put that on this page. We're going to drag it down. We're going to add one more page, and we're going to drag that down there too. All right, and then we're going to add those custom fields. So 0.0A, are you on Medicaid? I'm going to add 0.0B here. Are you a veteran? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add one more slide here, and now put 0.0C on its own. And you'll see why in a second, and then you agree to the terms, okay? So now we're all good. Now, you could put those terms on any page. I'm just throwing it at the end because it's the least important thing that I want to show you today. All right, so the difference between forms and surveys is when, I'm going to save this, when you look at it, instead of being all on one page, you only get to see that first page right here. And then you click next, and it goes to the next page. Phone and email, the next one would be the questions, right? So let's show you how this works, because this has conditional logic built into it. So for example, we wanted to rearrange these. So are you a veteran? Spelled veteran incorrectly, but that's okay. We'll fix it there, and we'll fix it here. Take that out. And now, if it's a yes, I am a veteran, I want it to go to slide 5. If it's a no, I can skip slide 5 and go right to slide 4, which is out of place right now. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to change this. We're going to click on that question, and we're going to add the logic. If yes, we're going to go to slide 5. If no, we're going to go to slide 4, or you could just disqualify them immediately or disqualify them after you submit it. But we're going to go to slide 5 and slide 4. Okay? So then what will happen is if they say yes, they're on Medicaid, but no, they're not a veteran, it will skip down to slide 4 and they'll be able to submit. If they say yes, it'll go to slide 5 and then to slide 4. Okay, so click Save here. And I'll show you how this works, and we'll go into Preview. We'll just add in test, and we'll go Next. We'll go 888-555-1212, and then an email address. I'll just put my email address in there and click Next. And are you on Medicaid? Yes. And are you a veteran? So now remember, if I click yes, it'll bring me to the next slide, which was, what armed forces or what part of the military were you in? So if I click yes, and there's that. Now, if I go back and click no, it'll push me to the last page, which is the agreement and terms. Okay. So that's the benefit of using surveys as opposed to forms. Also, as far as I'm concerned, the surveys look a lot nicer on the landing page than the form does. So let me show you that real quick. We've already saved this and it's 0.0. The last thing we would want to do is add that UTM parameter. So let's type in UTM and we're going to add the medium. Doesn't matter where you put it, again, because it's going to be hidden anyway, but we're going to rename this. Copy this. Put that as the hidden value. And delete that parenthesis out of there and save it. And we're going to go back to our sites and funnels, brochures, and we're on the Medicare Confused. We're in the test one. We're going to go edit this one. And now, instead of this form being here, I'm going to delete this form. And I'm going to hover over here and look for the plus sign. And we're going to add a survey. So we're just going to look over here. There's the survey. We're going to drag and drop that over. And we have to select our survey. And it was the 0.0 Medicaid survey. And that looks a little bit cleaner than what that big long form, right? So we look at this and we can preview that. So I just like the surveys because they're a little bit cleaner now. You can change the colors on this and all those fun things. That's all on the right-hand side in the form builder, and the survey builder, rather. You can change the colors just like you can do on the form side to keep the colors consistent on that page. All right. So that's the difference between forms and surveys.